guys, welcome back to the 516RC YouTube channel, and today I'm revealing my build for 2018, a Traxxas Slash. Yes, I know, slightly anticlimactic, but the amount of money, time, and upgrades that have gone onto this particular chassis, and the interesting nature of this build, which I'll get into later, has provided me with a very unique driving experience for this particular vehicle. And I wanted to showcase it with you and go over the upgrades and all the little modifications that I've done to this vehicle to get it to the point that it's in right now. So without further ado, let's get started. So starting in the cosmetics department, I really wanted a different look than the stock Slash. I really was looking for something almost like a sand rail, which is like a desert buggy, and I went with this Proline Baja beetle body, which I think looks really cool in this explosive orange color, I think it's called, by Testers, or Pactro, whatever you want to call them. I like the shape of it, and I think one of its best qualities is the really large thickness of it that allows it to, or should allow it to, sustain a multitude of crashes before breaking apart like my stock Slash body. Alright, now let's move on to durability, which is where the majority of the upgrades of this truck have really gone into play here. So, starting in the front, truck has a RPM front bumper in black. Before I get into every single part, all RPM parts on this truck are black, just for future reference. This thing is pretty cool. It doesn't have the support right here like the stock bumper, but it's really flexible, and it looks like it can take a lot of crashes, which is really nice. It also, just behind that, it has a RPM bulkhead for the two-wheel drive. This fits, I think, every single Traxxas two-wheel drive model. Super durable, easy to install, and it looks really nice on the truck and helps with those front-end crashes where one wheel takes the brunt of the impact. The truck also has RPM lower A-arms on the front and back. Now, being that this truck started life as a rustler, it was kind of an interesting challenge to cover everything over, because not only I wanted to keep the rear width of the Rustler A-arms, but it didn't really fit under the stock Slash body, so I had to get the new turnbuckles for the rear as well as the A-arms, which is a little bit annoying and a little bit of an extra cost, but I think it looks a little bit better with the Baja body, so it doesn't really stick out as much. On the rear, it also just had the original solid turnbuckles of the Rustler have been upgraded to adjustable camber links. It also has RPM rear hub carriers, also in black. And the shock towers and body mounts are stock for right now. I really didn't see a need to replace them, as I have like 10 spares of each. So yeah, that will be an upgrade for the future. Another area which I really focused on was the handling / driving characteristics aspect of the two-wheel drive Slash. As you know, the stock Slash or Rustler has a lot of real body roll, much more pronounced with the Slash, as the chassis is really high up. But I got the LCG chassis kit for the two-wheel drive Slash. This dramatically lowered the center of gravity and greatly reduced body roll in the corners, which really helps with handling and driving at high speeds. For the shocks, I have Traxxas X01 big bores. They're GTR shocks with the nitride coated shafts. These things are like super smooth. They really just soak everything up, super plush. And they don't have a lot of body roll, as they have a little bit of thicker oil and some pretty stiff springs. But I think that the increased volume of oil that they can take really helps improve the consistency of the shocks. The truck also has upgraded rubber. These are Proline Trencher X pre-mounts on some split 6 wheels from Proline Racing. Now, you have to get separate wheels for the front and rear, as they use a different offset, but these things, $70, are the best tires on the market so far. They grip up on every single surface. It's pretty ridiculous how much grip they can have. They can roll over this truck pretty easily if you're really hooning it on the street, which is really impressive actually for how low everything sits in this truck. Now, moving on to the electronics, the stock electronics of my Traxxas Rustler / hybrid didn't really last very long when everything was said and done in this build. So for the servo, I just went with a Savox waterproof unit, metal geared. I also have a 25 tooth aluminum servo horn from ProTech RC that really firmed up the handling and got rid of most of the washiness or play in the steering column, which is really nice and helped improve the turn-in response. Now for the radio, I'm just running my old trusty Spectrum DX2E. Not very great radio, but it gets the job done, and it's really good basher radio that I'm just messing around with for right now. And on the motor and speed control side, this truck actually has a Ghoul RC 45 amp brushless speed control and motor, 4370 kV motor, I think. And although the specs might on paper sound kind of crappy, this ESC is actually underrated, I believe. It can take 3S LiPo without a problem, without overheating or anything else. It has a gigantic cooling fan that keeps everything cool on the speed control. And the motor, although it looks slightly smaller in diameter than a standard 540 size can motor, this truck is like a rocket ship with that motor. I'm running 2386 gears, I think, on a 6000 milliamp speed zone 2-cell LiPo, just the same one I've been using for a few years now. This thing takes off. It can almost do a wheelie on any single surface. I mean, that's how much power and torque this truck has. It's using standard settings on this. I just pulled it out of the box and plugged it in. Just comes with a Dean's connector. And I think this is a really good value for $40 shipped to your door. I think it's can rival some Castle creation systems, and with the right knowledge and application, I think this motor has a lot of potential that people don't really realize. Alright guys, that concludes my overview of the 2018 Traxxas Slash build for the 516RC Instagram account and YouTube channel. If you have any questions for me about the truck or about the video, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to get back to you guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed already, please do so to stay up to date on future 516RC content. As always, thanks for watching. Peace out.